sign up. Out here getting commas. Like my dad, I'm a grinder. She don't want me locked up. Mama, I'm gon' wash up. With my wrist is locked up. All my diamonds rocked up. I don't wanna sign
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome back to Austin Sports Complex for Northwest Conference men's soccer matchup. Today's game features the visiting Pacific Boxers and your George Fox Bruins. Concessions and restrooms are available at the east end of the field and are located in the blue building. The NCAA and the Northwest Conference promote good sporting behavior between student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or ethnic comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the competition site. Also, possession and consumption of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products is prohibited. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Now, let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, the visiting Boxers. In goal for Pacific, number 26, Kobe Miyamoto. Number 2, Justin Tilton. Number 3, Trenton Zimmerman. Number 5, Garrett Hewitt. Number 7, Caden Matsumoto. Number 8, Noah Gosh. Number 10, Nico Lamonto. Number 11, Cole Afalter. Number 12, Tyler Scott. Number 13, Aiden Pierce. And number 30, Elliot Morgan. The Boxers are coached by Brandon Porter and assisted by Jory Sheen, Clayton Maves, Scott Wood, and Evan Bleer. And now here are the starting lineups for your George Fox Bruins. In goal for George Fox, number 99, Patrick O'Brien. Defender number 5, Quincy Walker. Forward number 7, Eugene Peltier. Midfielder number 9, Raiden Ringley. Midfielder number 10, Kellen Aguiar. Defender number 12, Elijah Soon. Defender number 13, Liam Urbina. Forward number 16, Isaac Williams. Midfielder number 17, Matthew Woodard. Defender number 23, Kaimi Victor. And defender number 33, Kilinahe Waring. The Bruins are coached by Paul Carver and assisted by Darren Durante, Jamie Johnson, and Zach Nelson.
Well, good evening and welcome to this Northwest Conference soccer matchup under the lights here in Newberg, Oregon at the Austin Sports Complex. I am Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Bruins Sports Network here on Flow TV. The George Fox men's soccer team is looking to recover from a tough loss they suffered to Whitman on Sunday. That was a 4-3 loss, a game where they were ahead. They found themselves ahead 2-0. They were able to tie it at 3-3, but Whitman ended up being just a little too much. George Fox comes in 3-5-3. On the other side, you look at Pacific. Pacific sitting at 2-6-2, coming off a loss to the University of Puget Sound on Sunday. They now have a 2-game losing streak. Let's give you the lineups here for either team. We'll start off with the visiting Pacific Boxers. The defenders, Justin Tilton, Trenton Zimmerman, and Garrett Hewitt, along with Caden Matsumoto. Midfielder Noah Ghosh. Midfielder Nico Lamonto. Forward Cole Appleter. Midfielder Tyler Scott. Midfielder Aiden Pierres. The goalkeeper is Kobe Miyamoto, and the forward is Elliot Morgan. For George Fox, they will line it up as so. Their goalkeeper will be Patrick O'Brien, which is very interesting. He's taking the place of the usual starter, Chase Nelson. After him, at defender, Quincy Walker. Forward, Eugene Peltier. Midfielder, Raiden Ringley. Midfielder, Kellen Aguiar. Defender, Elijah Soon. Defender, Liam Urbina. Forward, Isaac Williams. He was able to score 2 goals in their last game against Whitworth. Midfielder, Matthew Woodard. Defender, Kaimi Victor. Defender, Kilinahe Waring, and I also already mentioned the goalkeeper, Patrick O'Brien. All right, we're about ready here for some soccer. The lights in full effect at the Austin Sports Complex. It's a chilly evening. Definitely feels like fall out here in northwestern Oregon. This is the second game of our doubleheader here on the Bruins Sports Network. The women, unfortunately, losing to the Boxers of Pacific in the game before, so the men are going to try to put a positive spin on the evening for the George Fox Athletic Department. Coming from left to right on your screen will be Pacific. They are in red tops with black shorts and red socks. Coming from right to left is the home-standing Bruins of George Fox. They're decked out in grays on the top and on the bottom with black socks. All right, we are about ready for the start of this one. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. This is Kyle Morrison on the call. Happy you guys are allowing me and listening to me jibber-jabber about some soccer here on a Wednesday evening. We are started here at the Austin Sports Complex. Again, the last game George Fox played, it was an incendiary one. Just as the game starts, we get our first foul. Eugene Peltier picking up the call. As I was talking about the last game, it was a game that was a real heartbreaker for the Bruins, losing 4-3 to Whitman. It was a game where the Bruins went up 2-0 in the first half, looked like they had everything under control, and then Whitman actually scored 3 unanswered to end the first half. They went into the locker room 3-2 at the end of first half of play, and then George Fox came out, scored again, but then Whitman was able to have the final laugh, scoring the 4th goal of the day to win 4-3. So the Bruins trying to avoid a similar fate here, as we already have some physical play happening. bodies falling all over the floor. So Kellen Aguiar is going to pick up that foul. Once again, under the lights, a late night matchup here. Game time at 7:45 p.m. I consider anything that starts after 7:30 to be late night sports. Getting a free kick here from Pacific. High into the air, arcing towards the goal, off a couple heads, and saved there by Pacific, and then kicked out of bounds. Already lots of energy over on the George Fox side. You can hear all kinds of yells coming from the bench area. Throwing it in here for Pacific is Caden Matsumoto, and now he's going to give way to Trenton Zimmerman. Zimmerman, the freshman out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Zimmerman figuring out where he wants to go. He throws it up. Zimmerman gets it back. Once again, high arcing kick off the head of a George Fox defender, and the Bruins are trying to come back the other way here. Peltier with it. Peltier across the field. Matthew Woodard. And now George Fox just kind of passing it around as they try to get over the midline. Peltier calling for it over here on the near sideline. Soon, trying to fake out a couple guys there. Gives it to Ringley. And Peltier will get it and give it back to Soon. Once again, just getting started here from the Austin Sports Complex in Newberg, Oregon. It was a beautiful fall afternoon here in Newberg, which is given way to a chilly fall evening. You could smell all of the wood fires being lit in the houses around us in the air. Reminds you that we're getting closer and closer to the cold time of the year here, as we are firmly in October now, October 8th. Pacific taking their time here. Pacific trying to go the other way. Waring's going to track it down. Give you a look at the soccer standings right now in the Northwest Conference on the men's side. Whitman comes into the day in first place. They're 6-0 and 7-0-3 overall. They, of course, won on Sunday afternoon here in Newberg. Pacific Lutheran in second, right on Whitman's heels at 5-0-1. Whitworth in third, 4-1-1 in the conference. And Puget Sound sitting in fourth at 4-2. So those top four teams really have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. You have to look further down for Pacific and George Fox, as when you go to sixth place, you see Pacific, who's at 2-4-1, and then George Fox, who are at 1-4-2. Both these teams desperately need a win if they want to play in any sort of postseason after this regular season campaign is over. So I'm sure that you're going to see some desperation here from both sides. You're going to see an offsides here from Pacific. Just about 5 minutes done here in the first half of play. Everyone here in the press box was treated to a wonderful feast of Domino's Pizza between games that has fueled us all very well to get you ready for this contest between George Fox and Pacific. I haven't had a lot of stuffed crust pizzas before, but I will say it is worth the hype. Woodard with it, and Woodard right into the chest of the goalkeeper Miyamoto. Taking a look at both goalkeepers, first on the Pacific side. They're going with Miyamoto out there today. Miyamoto, a freshman goalkeeper out of Mililani, Hawaii. Where does Mililani High School stack up as far as Hawaiian high schools? It's a public school, so not very good. All right. So out of Mililani High School, it's incredible he's even here, honestly, based on how the reception I'm getting from that question. Miyamoto, 11 goals allowed. So I'm hearing now it's a top public school. So of all the public schools, at least it's not a bottom feeder. All right. Miyamoto has definitely had a good season. Defensive Player of the Week in the Northwest Conference for the first week of September. Was awarded that on September 2nd. So actually more for the last week of August. He's currently third in save percentage in the Northwest Conference. You go over to George Fox. Very interesting decision today from the head coach, Paul Carver, going with Patrick O'Brien as the goalkeeper. This is only his third game played of the season. In fact, he's only played in 36 minutes total coming into today's game. The usual starter, Chase Nelson, was pulled in the middle of the second half on Sunday in George Fox's loss to Whitman. Nelson, who struggled and has struggled, 20 goals allowed in 11 games played. So Carver going to give Patrick O'Brien the shot. O'Brien, a sophomore out of Kent Ridge High School in Renton, Washington. In fact, if you take his minutes played before this game plus his minutes played last year in all of the 2024 season, you would get over just a full game, just over 90 minutes. And that is the man that Carver is trusting in the goal today. So definitely an opportunity for O'Brien to show that he can keep that starter's role for the rest of the season. Pacific passing this ball around. A line drive kick down the field, snuffed out there by Waring. Peltier gets it, walking the tightrope of the near sideline. Peltier, one of the catalysts of this George Fox offense. And we have a whistle. So Tyler Scott of Pacific with the foul there. You could tell the Boxers were very confused when that whistle came. Obviously didn't think it was a foul. Waring, what a move there. Urbina kicks it across the field. Peltier trying to get to it. He won't be able to. It goes out of bounds. Pacific, who they also lost a tough game, 2-1, very close one on Sunday to Puget Sound. Coming off a season last year where they went 9-8-3, 7-6-3 overall. They had a good year last year. Puget Sound, one of the top teams in the conference, along with Whitman. So both of these teams coming off very competitive games with very good teams. Puget Sound making it work over there on the far sideline. And it'll go out of bounds. Lights have taken full effect here at the Austin Sports Complex. There was still a little bit of light from the sun during most of the women's game, but now it is fully nighttime here in Newburgh. George Fox getting themselves organized here. This is Quincy Walker. Victor gets that ball taken away. Pacific coming back the other way. And this is an attempt here from Cole Affelter. So Affelter fires one that is fallen on by Patrick O'Brien. So Affelter with the first shot of the game for Pacific. Ticking to 10 minutes done here in the first half of play. Some Wednesday night soccer here for you. As Waring making his way down the field here. Pass to Ringley. Ringley back to Waring. And Waring bombs this one deep down the field. Looks like it's Williams trying to make something happen. This is going to be tracked down by Ringley. Ringley to Peltier, and Peltier with a shot that's taken in by Miyamoto. So both sides exchanging shots here early. Talked about how good Pacific was last year. George Fox was even better. You look at last year's totals. They went 14-5-1 in the 2024 campaign, finished second in the conference, which is a revelation for this program, a sign that Paul Carver is really doing a good job rebuilding it as O'Brien takes this one in. Zimmerman that time taking the shot. Scott to Peltier. Peltier just over the midline. Williams gives it up. This is Victor. Victor trying to get in the box. It goes out of bounds, and that's going to lead to a corner here for the Bruins. Touched by Pacific right before it went over the end line. And so we're going to get our first corner of the evening here for George Fox. Peltier is going to get this ball. So Peltier is going to have the honors here. Both teams gathered around, and it ends up being a short kick. They did not kick it towards the goal, just try to get their offense set. Peltier towards the far top left corner, and it goes out of bounds. So Peltier, interesting strategy there from George Fox. Instead of what you usually see on corner kicks, where the corner kicker kind of tries to bomb it towards a group of people right in front of the net, instead Peltier just kind of served it very close to one of his teammates. As Pacific coming the other way here. Matsumoto passes it back to Scott. Scott to Hewitt. This is Tilton. Tilton trying to make something happen. And this ball goes into the box. A shoot away by George Fox. And the Bruins are coming back the other way. And actually, as I say that, it's kicked out of bounds. And so the Boxers will get possession. So Pacific, these two teams just kind of exchanging barbs here to start this game. Both sides just feeling each other out. We had a low-scoring game on the pitch before this one. A 1-0 win for the visiting Pacific Boxers, as the George Fox women continue to struggle on offense. George Fox men have not had the same issues on offense, as here comes Zimmerman, and Zimmerman, the biggest guy on the field, gets blocked there. Peltier gets it. Zimmerman's 6'4", but he looks like 6'6" when he's running straight at the defense with the ball. Urbina. Over to Victor. Victor to Soon. Soon off the face of a Pacific defender. And taking it right away there from Pacific is Kaimi Victor. Victor, a pass that was intended for Isaac Williams, but ultimately goes back to the Boxers. This is Scott. Scott's going to slow things down. He'll pass it back over to his back line. Again, the Boxers being extremely methodical here, trying to get themselves in a good position to take a run at the goal. And this ball is kicked out, it stays inbounds over on the far sideline. Hewitt up to Zimmerman. Ball being floated through Pereira. Pacific again being methodical, slow. Back to Pieris. Pieris out of Newport, Oregon. And this will be kicked out of bounds here by Waring. Over 16 minutes to go. I have been informed that Coach Paul Carver, he is known not just for being a great soccer coach, but he is also known for a fantastic smoked salmon Thai rice bowl that he cooks up. This has been said to me about a dozen times since I've come to the stadium today, so I thought I'd fit it in. I'm sure it's very good, very delicious. But Paul Carver's not thinking about that smoked salmon Thai rice bowl right now. He's thinking about how do we win this soccer game. And right now, both teams seem very evenly matched. Waring. George Fox trying to pass it up slowly here. You can tell both teams being very methodical in their approach early in this game. Soon, up to Aguiar. Aguiar kicks it down the field. Finds a teammate over on the far sideline. And a pass that was intended for Woodard gets kicked well out of bounds. Kilinahe Waring coming up the field here. Wearing that captain's band. Series of moves there from Waring. Waring, a defender, trying to make something happen here on offense. He gets it back. Play happening over in the southwest corner of the field. Ringley gives it to Victor. Victor back to Ringley. Ringley looking for someone he can pass to. Didn't find anything he liked. Walker. George Fox is getting ready to make the first substitution of the game as Alec Bongervino, one of the real spark plugs for this offense off the bench, is getting ready to come in. Woodard trying to make a man miss over on the right side of the box. He kicks it high in the air towards the net, and that was a dangerous play there for the Boxers. And it's going to end in a corner.
Checking in for the Bruins, number 8, Alec Bongervino.
Getting ready for a corner kick here by the Bruins. Peltier. So Peltier getting ready. We'll see if he kicks it short again. He does. Very interesting that they do this. Aguiar over to Ringley. Ringley inside the pool of bodies. That goes deflected back to George Fox. And Pacific will snuff it out. Fascinating that the first 2 corner kicks of the game so far for the Bruins have been little short kicks from Peltier. Usually on a corner, you want to create chaos by kicking it towards the mob of people right in front of the net, but I guess the Bruins thinking that they'd rather just get their offense set up and then take more of a traditional shot at the goal. Just under 25 minutes left to go here in the first half. As George Fox, some great defense there. Williams taking the ball away. Hard to say who really has the advantage so far in this game. We've seen both sides have opportunities. As now George Fox is streaking down the field. Bongervino towards the net and far left. A line drive kick. Off of the foot of Bongervino. It goes out of bounds. Bongervino, who had a head full of steam, going straight for the opposite goal, and well, he tried to put it over the left side of the net, but just a little too fast. And it goes by the net and out of bounds. Pacific passing this ball around. Hewitt. Over to Pieris. Far kick down the field. That is tracked down by Waring. Dangerous play there from Waring, and he's finally able to get rid of it. Pacific still has possession here. This ball goes off a George Fox defender, and then it is kicked high in the air and out of bounds. So Waring, you had some trouble getting that ball out of there. Again, it just feels like neither side really is quite sure of their place in this game and how they feel about playing the other team. Both sides really just trying to feel each other out. Play happening over on the far side of the field, and it's going to result in a goal. Pacific with the first goal of the day. It's Cole Affolter getting into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Boxers.
Boxer goal by number 11, Cole Affolter.
Affolter's second goal of his college career, the freshman from Tillamook, Oregon, whose first goal came on September 28th against Lewis and Clark. Affolter playing in his 9th game of the season, only his 4th start overall. He was first-team All-State in the state of Oregon last year, and he's trying to continue the success he had in high school here in college as he finds the back of the net for the second time in his college career. Well, now I can confidently say that Pacific has a handle on this game, at least early, as they're the first ones to find the back of the net. With that being said, this is a George Fox team. I kind of referenced it earlier in the broadcast. They don't have the goal-scoring troubles that the women do for George Fox. 15 goals scored for the Bruins, and almost 16 as Ringley tried to put that one in the back of the net. George Fox 4th in the Northwest Conference in goals scored. On the other side, Pacific, that's only their 8th goal scored of the season. They came in the bottom half on offense in the Northwest Conference. Affolter now with 2 of the 8 goals for the Boxers. Mason Pine getting ready to come into the game here for Pacific. Let's see if George Fox can respond. Elijah Soon over to Peltier on the near side. Kick towards the goal, and that's going to be headed out of bounds, and this will be a corner kick for the Bruins. We'll see how the Bruins approach this corner kick. Their first 2 corner kicks were little short passes. We'll see if Peltier tries to kick this a little further this time. It doesn't look like it. Aguiar seems ready to take in this short kick. Instead, it'll be bombed, and bombed a little far over the group of people. Ball is flying in the air, headed up into the air. We'll see if George Fox comes up with it. They will. The Bruins trying to take advantage of this chaos. And it'll be kicked out by Pacific back to George Fox. And a high kick in the air that goes into the net just over the goal.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 18, Mason Pine.
So Mason Pine, as I mentioned earlier, comes into the game here for the Boxers. Pine, a junior out of Wilsonville, Oregon. Little kick here from Miyamoto. And so the Boxers try to get everything set. Just under 20 minutes left to go here in the first half. The Boxers taking their time here in the backfield. Right now, Williams is hounding Pieris. Back to Miyamoto. Miyamoto almost blocked there by Williams as he tries to get it away. So some aggressive play there from Isaac Williams, who was definitely trying to cause some havoc for Pacific. The Boxers, obviously they don't want to go into total prevent defense mode here this early in the game, but scoring that early goal does allow them to take their time on offense. They don't need to rush anything. They feel comfortable here knowing that if they score a second goal, they'll have real command of this game. Ghosh. Again, kind of trying to find someone open down the field. And Hewitt will finally push it down the field. High arcing kick. And this is going to roll out of bounds and go to the Bruins. "1-0 is our score. Cole Affelter getting into the net for the first goal of the game for either side. The Bruins, they've had offensive opportunities, just haven't been able to quite cash in. Aguiar over to Peltier. Peltier over on the right side of the box. It's headed up and out of bounds. And that's going to be off the Boxers. So another corner kick here for George Fox, their fourth of the evening. Peltier will go over and do the honors as he has for the first three corner kicks. And this one looks like it's going to be a more traditional corner. George Fox with everyone gathered around the goal. Instead, he kicks it to Aguiar. He tricked me, Aguiar, into a blocking campaign there by Pacific. Peltier high in the air, over the net, and out of bounds. So Eugene Peltier, who has really been the man that Carver has trusted on all these corner kicks. Peltier out of O'Day High School in Seattle, Washington. His accomplishments as a member of this Bruins program looks more like a laundry list. He's got 3 goals on the season. He was tied for third on the team in goals last year. Had 3 game winners last year against Willamette, Pacific, and Kirkfield. He was a 2023 All-Northwest Conference honorable mention. He also led the team in goals in 2023. Had 2 game winners that year, and it was an honorable mention in 2023 as well. As we have a foul here. Tyler Scott picking up the foul. He was very frustrated about that one. Aguiar to Peltier. Peltier, right side of the box, headed up and out of bounds. And they're going to give it to the Boxers. So George Fox was hoping they might get a 5th corner kick there, but no avail.
Checking in for George Fox, number 24, Carson Tapia. And checking in for the Boxers, number 15, Carter Zizet.
So Carter Zizet out of the IMG Academy in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, comes into the game. Carson Tapia comes in for George Fox. The IMG Academy, of course, one of the top athletic schools in all of the United States. In fact, it's almost more athletics than school, the IMG Academy. As Pacific gets the ball back here. And getting shoved to the ground was Scott. He got shoved there by Kaimi Victor. Referees not calling anything. Head coach of this Pacific men's soccer team is Brandon Porter. Porter in his 5th season as head coach. He's an alum of Pacific. He was the head women's coach at Oregon Tech from 2015 to 2019. And going down to the ground there is Tyler Scott. Scott's been taking a beating. So Scott gets helped up. He seems to be all right. And we're going to get a free kick here from the Boxers. As I was talking about with Porter, an alum of Pacific, head women's coach at Oregon Tech from 2015 to 2019. He coached the men's team at Oregon Tech in 2019. And he had a very good career as the coach at Oregon Tech. Won Cascade Conference Coach of the Year in 2019. Also won conference on the women's side that year. That's pretty impressive, coaching both teams and being successful at both. Another whistle as Scott keeps on falling to the ground. Ringley with the foul. Well, Tyler Scott is doing everything he can to make sure that any contact on him is seen. Definitely not afraid to get that jersey a little dirty, falling to the ground. We're going to get a free kick here from Pacific. Noah Ghosh is going to do the honors. High arcing kick towards the net, headed out. Ball bouncing around, some aerial duels, and this is kicked out of bounds. So the Boxers will retain possession. As I mentioned, Porter, who played for Pacific, had a very successful career as a player. Was first team All-Northwest Conference in 2008 and 2009 for Pacific. So he's come back to his alma mater, and he's trying to lead him to glory. Under 13 minutes to go here in the first half as this ball is kicked towards the goalkeeper, Miyamoto. Pieris and Miyamoto playing a little bit of catch here. Hewitt will kick this one down the field. 1-0 as we get to the final, well, we are in the final third of the first half here. Right now it's a one-man adventure for Lamonto, and he gets fouled. So Lamonto getting cheered on by his bench. You can hear chants of Nico coming from that side. So Lamonto's going to get a free kick here deep on the George Fox side. So this is going to be a big opportunity here for Pacific, as George Fox is going to make a wall right in front of the free kick. Here we go. Lamonto. Big moment in this game. Here's the free kick. And it goes right off that George Fox defensive wall. Lamonto gets it back. And Lamonto over towards the left side of the net, and that was almost headed in there. So opportunity there for Pacific. Looks like that was Scott. Scott's all over the place, man. He's falling all over the place on defense. He's right in front of the net on big free kicks. Tyler Scott definitely an Energizer bunny here for this Pacific team. Ball being dribbled around. And it goes out of bounds. We're going to get a goal kick here for George Fox. Patrick O'Brien will kick it short here to Waring. Waring across the field. Ticking down closer and closer to about 10 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Soon down to Peltier. Peltier sizing up his defender, goes across the field. This is into Tapia, and Tapia serves it over the goal. We've seen a few of those plays where the Bruins, they're just hitting it a little long right now. Seems like a bunch of their goal-scoring opportunities, they just have a little bit too much leg. Less than 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Well played first half by both teams. Unfortunately for the Bruins, Pacific has found a way into the net, and George Fox hasn't. Miyamoto directing traffic here. Again, Pacific content to take their time. This is bombed down the field. And opportunity here for Lamonto. Lamonto gets kind of tripped up. Ball pops up in the air. And this is going to go down towards the midline. Zimmerman gets hit there by Ringley. Pieris down the field. And Lamonto is wide open. Now Peltier gets to him. And the ball is kicked back to O'Brien. O'Brien under pressure. Was able to get it out to Soon. Soon's got it now, taking his time. Back to O'Brien. You want to be careful how many times you do that. The Bruins have it deep in their own territory. Some very aggressive defense being played here. And we're going to get a whistle. So a foul there by Mason Pine. Quincy Walker was the one who got tripped up. Peltier here on the near side. Kicks it far down the field. Pacific, again, doing a nice job of keeping it away from any George Fox attackers. Some contact there by midfield, and there's a whistle. And we're going to get our first yellow card of the evening as Kaimi Victor picks up the yellow. He was grabbing around the midfield, grabbing his counterpart in red. So clock is stopped with 7:41 left to go in the half. Talks a little bit about Pacific's head coach. Let's talk about Paul Carver. Carver, not only does he make a great smoked salmon Thai rice bowl, but he's in his 5th season as head coach. Last year was the best season in the team's NCAA era, against second in the Northwest Conference, well over 500. He's got professional experience working with the Portland Timbers. And before coming to George Fox, he was the head coach at Humboldt State, the Lumberjacks, in Arcata, California. And he played at the University of the Redlands. So, of course, Humboldt State is no longer Humboldt State. They are now Cal Poly Humboldt. They have sold their souls to the engineering wing of the California state system. So now you got Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Cal Poly Pomona, and Cal Poly Humboldt. As this kick goes off a Pacific defender. This ball coming towards the near side. Matsumoto trying to make a man miss. Goes over to the right side of the box. He's quick with it, and he fires it over the wall, and it is gone. 6:30 left to go here in the first half. 1-0 is our score. Patrick O'Brien. Short little pass there to Waring. Victor to Peltier. Peltier across the field. Now, Ringley has it. Ringley trying to find a teammate sprinting down with him. And that's going to go out of bounds and go the way of the Boxers. Ball is passed in. Applying pressure right now very effectively is Tapia. Tapia causing Pacific to make some high-pressure passes. Tapia gets it here. It goes off his leg. And this will go out of bounds.
Checking in for the Bruins, number 4, Merrick Marino.
Merrick Marino, the SoCal product, comes in for George Fox out of Westlake High School in Thousand Oaks, California. Marino with some energy here that the Bruins desperately need as they try to get on the board before the first half is over. This ball is kicked out of bounds, and we'll see if it's a corner. It will be. So a corner here for the Bruins, the 5th corner of the day for George Fox. And fresh into the game, Merrick Marino is going to get the corner opportunity here. We're under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. The Bruins trying to even this thing up before they go into the locker rooms for halftime. Marino. Here it comes. Line drive kick headed out by Pacific. And George Fox trying to get it back. Peltier gets out of the way. Marino has it. Marino lofts it towards the bodies in there. There was a good opportunity for Bongervino. He passes it out to Tapia, and now it's going back the other way. As O'Brien's going to have to come and retrieve this one. O'Brien got dangerously out of the box. And so we're going to get a stoppage of the clock here. We're going to get a yellow card. The yellow card on Carter Zizet. Zizet, the man out of IMG Academy down in Florida. Clock is stopped at 3:53. Patrick O'Brien getting ready to try to kick this ball as far down the field as he can. Unless he passes it close, which he will. And so the Bruins, once again, playing it very methodical here. Peltier had a crease. Aguiar tried to find him. Still, George Fox keeps the ball over on the far sideline. Inside. Tapia. Tapia to Peltier, and Peltier with the goal! Eugene Peltier into the back of the net. His 4th goal of the season, and this game is tied.
Goal for the Bruins. Number 7, Eugene Peltier. Assist to Carson Tapia.
So Peltier, once again, his 4th goal of the season. A man who led the team in goals in 2022 and 2023, was tied for 3rd in goals last year. Gets it to the back of the net, and that's exactly what the Bruins wanted as they tie this thing up just before halftime. The assist on that play going to Tapia. Tapia's 3rd assist of the season. Tapia, just a freshman, highly regarded recruit. He was 3 times honorable mention All-State in the state of Colorado. Showed off his passing skills there as he found Peltier in front of the net, and Peltier was able to cash in. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first half, and folks, we got a good second half brewing for you. The key here for the Bruins is making sure that the Boxers don't regain any of their momentum before everyone goes into the locker room break. And who knows, maybe if you're George Fox, you try to use your momentum and see if you can sneak another one in here before the end of the half. Ball in Pacific territory now goes to George Fox territory. And this is a line drive kick down the field. Pretty nicely done there. Pacific gets it back. This is Zimmerman. Zimmerman back to Miyamoto. Miyamoto to Pieris. Pieris down the field. This is Zizet. Zizet's got it on the right side of the box. Less than 2 minutes to go. And he's pushed out of bounds by Waring. Waring playing bully ball there. We'll get a goal kick from Patrick O'Brien. O'Brien's going to kick it nice and short, very conservative. And Pacific's going to get it back here. Zimmerman finds Matsumoto. Back to Zimmerman. Excuse me, Matsumoto. Back to Matsumoto. Down the field for Scott. Scott, he touches the ball with his hand. He can't do that. And they're going to call a foul on George Fox. And now we got some pushing and shoving away from the play. Scott and Peltier getting into it. And the emotions are flying.
1 minute remaining.
Well, this might be the right time for halftime as the tempers of both sides starting to spout off. It's going to be Noah Gosh. Gosh with a big free kick here. As we count down to 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Gosh with every other body over on the left side of the box. He kicks it high in the air. Arcing kick at the feet of a Pacific player. Ball's careening around bodies, and it gets out of the box. George Fox trying to clear it out. Less than 30 seconds to go. We tick down towards 20. The Boxers trying to make something happen here before we go to halftime, and the Bruins clear it. Looks like nothing's going to happen here before halftime.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And what a first half it was, folks. We go into halftime tied at 1, and I am sure we're going to see some fireworks here as we get ready for the second half. So for both teams, 1 goal apiece, as I mentioned. The goal for Pacific from Cole Affelter, and the goal for George Fox from Eugene Peltier. We're going into half, still tied 1-1. We'll be back after this break. Please stay tuned. We got a good second half Bruin for you guys here on the Bruin Sports Network.
At the half, the score tied 1-1. Concessions and restrooms are available at the east end of the field and are located in the blue building. Fans are reminded that no spectators are allowed on the field during halftime of today's game. Thank you for your understanding.
White girls gotta tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pine. If you wanna touch me, I'm please just touch me.
Aren't you forgetting something?
get there, yeah, we all gon' party. Learn how to surf cause the waves is gnarly. Gotta make the bread, gotta make the barley. But it take a little time, be patient, darling. Working for the people, gotta rake them all in. But sometimes people make you hate your calling. Some people panic when the brakes is stalling. Me, I go to God when my faith is falling. Here you go. Here you go again. Talking all that. What? What are you talking about, man?
Welcome back to Newburgh, Oregon, folks, in the Austin Sports Complex. It's 1-1 as we head into the second half of play in this Northwest Conference matchup between the George Fox Bruins and the Pacific Boxers. As I mentioned, we are tied at 1 apiece. George Fox's 1 goal coming off the foot of Eugene Peltier. And then on the Pacific side, their 1 goal coming off the foot of Cole Affolter. Affolter's goal coming in the 23rd minute, while Peltier's goal came in the 42nd minute, right before halftime. Pacific's going to get possession first here. As we're getting set for the start of the second half, which will come momentarily. And looks like the referee is giving us a thumbs up, which means we are ready to go here. Some look at some of the other stats. You look at George Fox, 10 shots in that first half. And then you look at the corners. George Fox had 5 corners to 0 for Pacific, as there's a foul here to start this that'd be the second half, excuse me. Shots on goal, 3-4. George Fox with 4, Pacific with 3. And in the time of possession, just slightly in favor of the Bruins. 53% of the time, the Bruins had control of the ball, as opposed to 47% for Pacific. As is customary, both sides switching which goal they are defending. As some pushing and shoving here. Hewitt with it here in the backfield. Hewitt gets it back. Tilton here by the near sideline. Tilton pops up in the air. Going to chase it down is Walker. Walker will loft it up further down the field, and this will be headed out of bounds here by Tilton. Coming up with the ball was Zimmerman as he pushes a man out of the way. George Fox over on the far side. Peltier with the ball. It'll be interesting to see what the different strategies are in this game. In the second half, I should say, for either team. Again, coming into the second half even. Waring on the ground here to Ringley. Ringley passes it up. Peltier has it, and he'll let it roll out of bounds. So Pacific will throw it in. Kicking it around here. Tilton. Back out to Hewitt. Hewitt to Tilton. Tilton on the near side. Passes it to Ghosh, and then he gets it back. And now he goes backwards. Now Ghosh has it again. Back to Tilton. Playing a little triangle offense here. Ghosh has it. Ghosh trying to find a teammate down the field. Battle for the ball. Waring will kick it to Peltier. Peltier to Ringley. Ringley coming down the field. Ringley back to Peltier. Peltier over to Urbina. And this will go out of bounds. So Miyamoto will kick this one on the ground. And shot on the goal that is taken in by Miyamoto there at the last second. Williams with the shot there. So Isaac Williams, who scored 2 goals in George Fox's last game against Whitman, kicks that one into Miyamoto's chest. So the first shot on goal of the second half comes off of the foot of Williams. George Fox on the far sideline. About 5 minutes gone here in the second half. As dribbling into a pool of bodies there was Urbina, I believe. Soon, excuse me. Over 5 minutes gone here in the second half. Nice jersey matchup here, the red versus the gray. Hewitt over to Tilton. Tilton on the ground down the field. Ball going off all kinds of bodies here. And kicking it down is Soon. Goes off of a head for Zimmerman. Urbina to Victor. Victor back to Urbina, now to Williams. Williams trying to find Woodard there, but Woodard couldn't quite track it down. Thrown in. Fight for the ball, and that is off Urbina. So Tilton will throw it in. So Tilton throws it in. Tilton gets it back. Hewitt across the field. Waring's going to try to get rid of it. Very similar to the first half of play at the start of that half. Both sides just kind of feeling each other out right now. Tilton looking for options. Now over near the corner on the near sideline. And this will roll out of bounds. It'll go George Fox's way. No corner. 5-0 corner kicks in favor of the Bruins. Ball just past the midline here. Woodard to Peltier. Peltier, lofting kick. Off the chest of Aguiar. Aguiar, obviously, with a very strong core, the way that bounced off of him. Waring goes and gets it. Waring trying to find O'Brien, but O'Brien will decide wisely not to leave the box. Waring up to Woodard, and pleading his case there is Elliot Morgan to no avail. So the ball will stay with the Bruins. Williams backing down his defender. Give to Woodard. And Woodard outkicks Ringley there. This ball lofted down the field. Waring, the first one to it. Gives it to O'Brien, back to Waring. We're going to get our first substitution of the second half here for Pacific. As momentarily coming in will be Camden Wyatt out of Seattle. Seattle Preparatory School. I wonder where that school ranks up in the top high schools in Washington. Seattle Prep. Miyamoto tracks it down. So about 10 minutes elapsed here in the second half. Still 1-1. This ball over towards the left side of the box. And it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to give the ball to George Fox, much to the chagrin of the Pacific sideline. The Pacific sideline was very upset with that call. Once again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Kyle Morrison here on the Bruin Sports Network. Williams to Urbina. Urbina to Aguiar. Aguiar up to Peltier. Peltier trying to do some work. He kicks it down the field. And it'll be tracked down by Miyamoto. Pacific back on their own side of the field. Tilton. High lofting kick. And tracking it down before it goes out of bounds is Walker. Ringley with it. Ringley has that ball taken away. Opportunity here for Pacific as they get deep into the box. And taken away there. That was Kaimi Victor with a defensive play to snuff out that opportunity there for Pacific.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 33, Camden Wyatt.
So we'll get ready for a throw in here from Pacific. Pieris throws it in. Pieris back to Hewitt. Hewitt has it back. The kick to Pieris. Pieris has that ball taken away. Right now, George Fox is trying to get this ball out of their zone. They've had a hard time doing that over the last couple minutes, and we get a whistle. This will go George Fox's way. Bruins getting ready to bring in another sub. Getting ready to bring in Alex Bongervino. Always the first man off the bench for Paul Carver and his team. Still tied 1-1. Ringley back to Waring. Ringley gets it back. Woodard. Back out to Victor. Victor down the field. Peltier going to try to track this down. Peltier on the left side of the box, and he's going to get a corner. So nice play there by Peltier to draw a corner there for George Fox, and that's what we'll see here in a moment.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 6, Mateo Pers. In for the Bruins, number 8, Alec Bongervino.
So Peltier with the corner, the 6th corner of the evening for George Fox. And here it comes. High lofting kick. It goes over everybody. George Fox gets it back, and that's sent high over the net there by Aguiar. Who's going to blink first here in the second half? We're tied at 1. So we tick towards 30 minutes to go here in this match. Just about 2/3 of the way done here in this one. Again, it is a chilly night here in Newburgh. Temperatures roaming around the low 50s. But it's very still. Not a lot of wind in the air. It's a still, dramatic October evening for Northwest Conference soccer. Pacific trying to push the ball towards the George Fox zone. And there's an offsides call. So Pacific gets rung up for the violation as we tick under 30 minutes. So it looks like Tapia is going to come in here pretty soon for the Bruins. Honestly, the guys who probably feel the most comfortable in this chilly temperature are the guys on the field right now. Running around, producing heat. As Williams up the field, nice pass, trying to find Bongervino. But that ball's taken away by Pacific. Tracking it down is Victor. Victor out to Ringley. Ringley to Waring. Now Peltier. Peltier. Lofting kick down the field. And Pacific is going to try to get rid of this one. Zimmerman passes it back into the box. George Fox swarming right now on defense. There's some intensity right now on the Bruins side. Aguiar almost had it. Peltier gets it. Peltier on the ground, down the field to Williams. Williams trying to fight for it, and Pacific just barely able to get it out. Victor kicks it right back to a Pacific defender. Right now, George Fox just seems a little faster to the ball. As I say that, the Boxers coming back the other way. Over on the northwest corner. Ball is kicked towards the goal, goes off the face of a George Fox defender. Zimmerman. Zimmerman trying to find an angle. All he finds is bodies. And O'Brien is going to pick it up. So overall, a pretty good first start for Patrick O'Brien. And we're going to get a sub. Is concussion protocol coming into in place here. Right into Ringley, who took a ball off the head. So he's coming off the field. And here comes a coach and a trainer to talk to him. So Merrick Marino is going to come in here for the injured Ringley.
Checking in for the Bruins, number 4, Merrick Marino.
So Marino makes his way onto the field for the second time. He came in at the end of the first half. And we'll resume play here. Clock has started again. It was stopped at 27:54. So we hope that Ringley's okay as he has to come off the field. Right now Peltier has the ball. What a kick! Back-footed kick up the field. Williams trying to get it. Peltier is showing off the skills here this evening in every aspect of his game. Marino. And a bunch of bodies run into each other. Now lying on the ground is Victor. And Victor, he might have gotten hurt on that one. 3 bodies, including Peltier, converged. Victor was also one of the bodies, and Victor definitely took the worst of that contact. And now we're going to get the trainers out to take a look at him, and we'll see if he's okay. Victor starting to stand up. And Looks like he's going to be okay. So they might just take Victor out of the game here either way. Again, waiting to sub in for George Fox right now is Carson Tapia. He's been standing on the sideline for a while. But it looks like it won't be Tapia coming in. It will be Ruben Velasquez who comes in here for the Bruins. So a scary collision there, and Victor will come off the field. So 2 injured players having to come off the field here in the last minute and change. And now I think George Fox is going to try to see if they can Ringley back out on the field, and they will. So Ringley's actually going to come in. And Velasquez is
checking in for the Bruins, number 9, Raiden Ringley.
And Velasquez is looking awfully confused, and now he looks awfully disappointed as he's got to put on the pink vest once again. And I think that Velasquez was looking forward to getting into the game, but he'll go back to the bench, and we'll see if Carver uses him in an even bigger spot later in this match. Marino. Waring has it. Waring to Ringley, and this is taken away by Pacific. Bodies falling to the ground all over the place. That time it was Morgan who fell to the ground for Pacific. Ball is kicked down the field, and we're getting all kinds of body contact going on right now. That time it looked like Williams trying to track down the ball. We're going to get a whistle. I think Williams is trying to draw a corner.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 17, Ashin Alajani. And in for the Bruins, number 24, Carson Tapia.
So Carson Tapia is going to come in here for Isaac Williams. Interesting move here from Paul Carver. Williams, who scored 2 goals in George Fox's last game against Whitman, is going to come off the field. So one of the top offensive threats for this Bruins squad will take his place on the bench. This ball is served down the field, and O'Brien's going to stop it here. O'Brien to Walker. Walker to Aguiar. Little tic-tac-toe here as Aguiar gets it back. Aguiar being grabbed by everybody. Gosh, down the field. This is the southwest part of the field. And taken away by Zimmerman. Zimmerman all over the place. The tall freshman. Zimmerman. Back to Pieris. Carver yelling at his bench right now. Obviously very frustrated with something his team's doing. As retrieving this ball is Aguiar. Aguiar over to Bongervino. Bongervino trying to get it over the midline. Slows down nicely. Kicks it to Urbina. Urbina back to Bongervino. Bongervino, another good move. Bongervino down the field to Tapia. Tapia won't quite get there in time as he runs into the goalkeeper Miyamoto. That pass was just a little too hard, a little too fast there. Less than 25 minutes to go here in the second half. We're getting closer and closer to real crunch time. This ball skied high in the air. Who will track it down? It's going to be George Fox, but first there's going to be a whistle. So a foul will be charged to Waring. Excuse me, it's going to be charged to Tapia. So Tapia gets charged with the foul. And this ball will go out of bounds. Looks like Pacific's going to make a sub here shortly. Owen Watson getting ready to come in the game for the Boxers. This ball is kicked far down the field. Too far for any Bruin to retrieve it, but it will get kicked out of bounds by Pacific, and so the Bruins will throw it in. Peltier does the throwing in honors. Peltier gets it back. Across the field over Marino's head. Marino. Over to Walker. Walker down the field, trying to find Aguiar. Aguiar battling for it. And good defense from Zimmerman. This ball will go out of bounds. Urbina throws it in. We're halfway home here in the second half. Just under 22:30 remaining. Here in the final quarter of play, which team has a little bit more? We've been tied at 1 apiece since the 42nd minute after Eugene Peltier picked up a beautiful goal off of the assist from Tapia. Coming down the field here is Purs. Purs looking for a seam. And this rolls out of bounds. He's arguing it's a corner, and they're going to get it. So Pacific will get their first corner of the evening.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 20, Owen Watson.
Owen Watson comes in for Pacific here in a very big moment in this game. So over on the southwest corner of the field, here comes a big corner kick from Pacific. Here it is. High, lofting kick. Trying to head it in is Zimmerman. It gets kicked out by the Bruins, and now Peltier is on his way. Peltier has it, directing traffic. Down the field, trying to find Tapia. It's going to be a little too long for him, but it gets kicked out of bounds by Pacific, and now the Bruins are deep on the other side of the field, threatening Pacific. Peltier throws it in. Who will capture the momentum here as we tick to about 20 minutes to go in the game? Urbina has it. Give out to Walker. Walker. Bongervino. Back to Urbina. Some physical play. Urbina running into some bodies. Marino's got it. Marino to Aguiar. Back to Waring. And Waring will take his time getting it. Waring sizing up the defense. Down the field. Ringley. Off of a Pacific defender, and this is going to lead to a corner kick. So that ball went off of a Boxers defender, and so for the 6th time here this evening, George Fox will get a corner. The 5th time, Peltier will do the honors. We're under 20 minutes to go here in this game. So Peltier, we'll see what he does. George Fox has all of their offensive players, except for a few, kind of lined up in a bunch. It's a short corner that we've seen them do before. Aguiar towards the net. Zimmerman heads it out. Tapia tries to get it. It's going to be Marino. Back to Tapia. Tapia off of the foot of a Pacific defender, up in the air, and then headed out, and then towards the goal again. Peltier almost had his second goal of the game. Aguiar towards the net, and Miyamoto will bring it in. Some chaos there by the net, almost leading to the second goal of the game for the Bruins. We'll see if George Fox can keep that momentum going, as we are under 19 minutes left here in this game. The Bruins and the Boxers. What a battle this has been. And really, both these teams need a win. They need a win to stay in that conference conversation. The top 4 teams in the Northwest Conference have really separated themselves so far. And a tie is not going to do it if you're one of these teams trying to make the postseason. So I would expect the sense of urgency to be quite high here as we get closer and closer to the end of this one. This is going to be Camden Wyatt. Wyatt, across the field. Pieris. Across midfield. Slide tackle there from Tapia. No call. Gosh, inside, kicked high in the air by George Fox. Marino tries to get it. He gets disrupted by a Pacific defender. Marino is the one to track it down. Marino off the foot of Owen Watson of Pacific. Urbina throws it in. Urbina gets it back off of Bondravino's foot. Aguiar down to Peltier, but Peltier can't quite track it down. Nice defensive get back there by George Fox. Peltier has it. Kicks it behind him. Down the field off the foot of Walker, headed up high in the air by Pacific. Right now, both teams just kind of exchanging the ball around midfield. Pacific's going to slow down and try to reset. Over here on the near side is Pieris. Pieris to Gosh. Gosh back to Pieris. Pacific being very methodical. George Fox trying to apply pressure where they can. Hewitt, a defender, now deep in the offensive attack. Battle for the ball down by the Pacific goal, excuse me, the George Fox goal. And a nice defensive play there from Waring as Pacific was trying to force a corner. So clock will be stopped. And there was actually a little too much contact there, it appears, as the referee is talking to Waring about something. And looks like there's not going to be a foul. So I guess it was just a piece of advice there from the referee for Waring. And we'll continue playing. I have to say, if I were on the Pacific bench and there was enough contact to talk to Waring, I would probably be arguing there should be a foul on that play. Urbina down the field. Gosh. Down towards Aljani. Aljani falling. He can't make anything happen. Waring has it now. We're ticking towards 15 minutes to go in the game. Ringley down the field. And brought in by Miyamoto. He'll throw it down. We got subs coming in for both teams.
Checking in for Pacific, number 10, Nico Lamonto, and number 11, Cole Afalter. In for the Bruins, number 16, Isaac Williams.
So Williams comes back in here for George Fox. You'd have to think that you were going to see him soon. One of the better goal-scoring threats on this Bruins team. He was taken out a few minutes ago just to get a break by Paul Carver. Well, he's had his break, and now it's his time to shine. O'Brien tracks it down. O'Brien's had a good day in the goal today. A surprise starter. Urbina. This is Walker. Walker kicking it down the field. Soon gets it back. Marino has it. Marino trying to make a man miss. Over to Ringley. Ringley across the field to Urbina. Urbina trying to make something happen. Back to Ringley. Ringley to Waring. Waring. Over to Soon. Soon trying to chase after the ball, and that's kicked out of bounds. So George Fox will throw it in here. Williams will do the honors on the throw-in. Again, one of the top offensive weapons here on this Bruins team. You know that Paul Carver would like to see him get the ball with an opportunity to score before the game is over. High arcing throw. Gets pushed out. And Williams gets it back. Williams trying to make a man miss. Over to Peltier on the left side. Peltier. High arcing kick that goes over the head of Miyamoto, the goalkeeper, and goes out of bounds. At this point, it is bite your nails time. If you're a fan or if you're a member of either team, we get closer and closer to the real crunch time in this game. Who's going to blink? Or will anyone blink? It has seemed like over the last few minutes that the Bruins have had more momentum. They've made more things happen over in their opponent's zone than Pacific has been able to. Right now, this ball over on the far sideline. Peltier sliding and kicking it down the sideline. That's going to be ruled out of bounds. So Marino will get it. Marino's going to throw it in. And he'll actually hand it off here. Here's the throw in. Ringley across the field. Urbina. Urbina over to Bongiorvino. Bongiorvino trying to find a teammate. He finds one to Ringley. Ringley back to Bongiorvino. Bongiorvino trying to make a man miss. Gives it to Ringley. And tripped up there was Ringley. The George Fox bench is calling, crying for a goal. Excuse me, a foul, I should say, not a goal. And they're going to give a foul here to to Mateo Pers. So Mateo Pers will get called for the foul. There was a lot of contact there. Ringley did fall to the ground pretty hard. Here comes the free kick from Aguiar.
Hey, stay with your man. Stay with your man. Nico, if you're free, try to dig the ball out.
Aguiar standing over the ball, looking at his options down the field. He puts both hands up, and here we go. Line drive kick goes off ahead. Marino. The kick over to Aguiar, who nutmegs his defender. Aguiar gets it back on the right side of the box. Puts it high in the air. Almost a bicycle kick from Williams. It finds its way to Peltier on the left side. And Peltier has his kick fielded by Miyamoto. A few highlight reel opportunities there on that sequence. But in the end, Pacific escapes without allowing a goal. Right now, the Boxers just seem to be on their heels. Not a place they want to be as we tick down to 10 minutes to go. Taken away here by George Fox. Right back to Pacific. I don't know if Pacific at this point is really planning on being able to score and win this game the way they've been playing. At this point, it seems like their best hope is just defending their hearts out and hoping they can get a tie. Lots more physical play. Ball around the middle of the field. Gosh, past midfield to Scott. Scott finds the teammates streaking down the far sideline. And some contact and a foul called. Clock is stopped. It's It's going to be a foul on Soon, and we're going to get a yellow card on Soon. It was Kaden Matsumoto who went to the ground. He appears to be okay. He was doing the soccer injury dance. He's out on the ground. The soccer injury dance where you act like your leg is about to fall off, and then you pop up and you're perfectly fine. Clock is stopped at 9:21. Free kick here from Pacific. Trying to make me eat my words on the goal scoring. This is a big opportunity for them. Very close to the George Fox goal. George Fox will create a two-man wall in front of the free kick here. Here comes the free kick. Line drive kick, and it careens off of a few players. Williams gets to it, kicks it down the field. Matsumoto deep out of the goal. He's got to be careful here. He's got to find someone. We tick to about 9 minutes to go. Back to Pacific. And George Fox trying to clear it away here. Pacific still finding a way to keep this alive. Ball going off a bunch of heads. Aguiar gets it, and Aguiar gives it to Williams. Williams going to slow things down. Williams going to try to use his quickness to give it to Bongiorvino. Bongiorvino has it taken away. This is popped high into the air, down the field, and it'll go off the head. Go off the head of Bongiorvino. Is Ringley back there? So Bongiorvino has it go off his head. And George Fox will keep possession. Thrown in. Walker gives it here on the near sideline. Waring has it. O'Brien playing fairly deep out of his own net. Marino going to get it past midfield. Marino down the field to Peltier. Peltier streaking down the sideline. He gets it, trying to make a man miss. A cross kick, trying to find Bongiorvino. That ball is hit away. Bongiorvino to Urbina. Urbina back to Aguiar to Bongiorvino. And Ringley has it. Less than 8 minutes to go. Ringley looking down the field for options. Trying to find Bongiorvino. Bongiorvino's got it. Back to Urbina. Urbina, high arcing kick towards the goal, and Miyamoto brings it in. Another opportunity there for the Bruins. And they're going to run out of time for many more of these opportunities. They're going to have to cash one in here soon. Miyamoto down the field. We're at 7 minutes to play. And the intensity is palpable. Pieris. Back to Hewitt. Hewitt trying to find a man downfield. Pacific taking their time. Miyamoto has it. Pretty far out of his own net. Miyamoto pops it far down the field. Waring heads it. Back over midfield. Marino trying to get to it. Pacific trying to take it away. Peltier has it. Peltier is coming down the field. Peltier towards the net, and Miyamoto fell to the ground. Peltier hit it far left, and Peltier hit that a little bit further to the right. It would have been 2-1. Miyamoto, who had gotten very far out of his own goal, was trying to get back quickly, and he just slipped and fell. So Miyamoto avoids a disaster there.
Number 30, Elliot Morgan.
Elliot Morgan's going to come in here for Pacific. And if you're the Boxers, you got to be thanking your lucky stars. That did not end up as a much worse, catastrophic result. George Fox, you just feel like they can smell a victory. They just got to break through this glass covering around the net. Six minutes to go here in the game. Can Pacific get something going the other way? Gosh, back to his defenders. The back line of Pacific trying to move their way up slowly but surely. This ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go George Fox's way. Soon throws it in. Ringley pops it up high in the air for Bongervino. Bongervino trying to chase after it. Now it's Williams trying to get to it. He does. Williams looking for an angle. He's over on the right side of the box, trying to make a man miss. Goes towards the end line. He hits it on the ground towards the goal, looking for a streaking teammate. Peltier has it. Peltier straight off the face there of Pacific Scott. Peltier is able to get it back on the far sideline. We tick down to 5 minutes to go. Peltier off of the foot of a Pacific defender, and that'll lead to a corner kick. So the Bruins will get another corner opportunity. The 7th corner opportunity of the game for the Bruins. Here comes the kick from Peltier. Big moment here late in this matchup. Here it comes. High lofting kick towards the goal. Off of bodies. Off of heads. Williams tries to kick it into the goal, and it goes far right. It went off of a Pacific defender, so they're going to give George Fox another corner. My, oh my. Pacific is just holding on by the skin of their teeth right now. Can the Bruins cash in? It's going to be Marino. Marino towards the net. More headers. Pacific has it, and Pacific hits it out of bounds again. Another corner opportunity here for George Fox. Less than 4 minutes to go. Marino will do it once again. Here's the kick in the air. Off of the head of a Pacific player. Peltier's chasing after it over the left side of the box. He's got it. Pops it up for Aguiar. Aguiar retrieves it. Hits a high punt that goes out of bounds. And there will be no corner there as that was off of Aguiar.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 2, Justin Tilton.
So Justin Tilton comes into this game. George Fox now with 16 shots to Pacific's 5. They have 7 shots on goal to Pacific's 3, and they have 10 corners to Pacific's 1. The Bruins just keep on knocking on the door. Will they get through? We tick down under 3:20. Peltier has it on the far sideline. Peltier makes a man miss. Coming down that far sideline. He's very dangerous when he has the ball at his feet. They give to Aguiar. Aguiar tried to nutmeg his defender again. Instead, he gives it back to the Boxers. The Bruins trying to get back deep into Pacific's side of the field. Instead, with under 3 minutes to go, Pacific has the ball now. Pacific on the far sideline. They're being very methodical. They kick it deep down the field, right to O'Brien. O'Brien has it. He'll take his time. Waring. The Bruins know they're not going to get many more opportunities with 2:30 left. They're going to try to make this one a good one. Aguiar. Across the field trying to find Urbina. Urbina gets it. Kicks it with his right foot. Urbina passes it to Bongervino. Bongervino trying to make a couple guys miss. And he has it taken away there by Morgan. Morgan on a wild ride. Trying to find space. Gives it up to Gosh. And now with 2 minutes to go, both teams are just kind of kicking it around. Bongervino. Over to Marino. Ringley, excuse me. That was Walker, excuse me. Waring. Over to Peltier on the far side. Peltier has been the best player on the field for either side so far today. Off of Urbina's foot. And Pacific has it. Zimmerman coming down the field. And Waring will track this one down. We got 1:30 left to go. O'Brien saves that one from being an incidental corner. And we're going to get a sub here for George Fox. A last-minute sub. As Paul Carver is going to bring Tapia in. Urbina. Down the field, trying to find Peltier. Headed up in the air. And kick towards midfield. Waring has it. Peltier gets it. We're at 1 minute to go. Over to
One minute
Bongiorvino.
remaining.
Bongiorvino gets taken out by a couple of Pacific defenders. The George Fox side is incensed. We're going to get a corner kick, but I think many people on that George Fox sideline should have felt that there should have been a foul. So Pieris is going to come in. Meanwhile, we got an injured player on the field here for the Boxers. Looks like it could be a cramp the way he's getting stretched out. So they're taking their time right now. Marino's going to do the corner kick. And Noah Gosh is the man on the field right now. He's getting stretched out by his teammate Hewitt. Usually when you see a stretch like that, it's a cramp. And it looks like Gosh isn't quite ready to get up. And we're going to get a visit from the trainer. So now we got a real stoppage in play. 53 seconds to go. We are tied at 1. We're getting ready for a corner kick here from the Bruins. What a game this has been. Extremely exciting here in the second half. But it's easy to forget both goals were scored in the first half of play. The 2 goals, one for either side, was scored in the 23rd minute for Pacific. Cole Affolter picking up his second goal of the season. And then in the 42nd minute, Eugene Peltier picked up his 4th goal of the season for George Fox. Here comes the substitutions for either side.
Checking in for the Boxers, number 13, Aiden Pieris. In for the Bruins, number 24, Carson Tapia.
So Tapia comes in for George Fox. Pieris comes in for Pacific. And Gosh appears to finally have gotten his cramps under control. And so he's going to walk back off the field. Gosh walking off slowly there with the trainer. And I know you're not supposed to make any sort of guess as to what an injury is, but the way that he was reacting, it would seem pretty clearly to be a cramping issue. So Gosh, the captain, will come off the field here for Pacific. Merrick Marino is going to get the corner kick. Marino kicks it towards the grouping in front of the net, and it is headed out of bounds off of Pacific. So Hewitt headed out of bounds. We're going to get another corner. Marino, once again, the 12th corner of the game for the Bruins. Here it is, towards the goal, and headed up in the air. Williams trying to track it down. It's actually going to be Marino. Marino pops it up high in the air, headed towards the goal, and Miyamoto gets on the ground just in the nick of time. 25 seconds left to play. Pacific's going to take their sweet time here as this clock ticks down closer to 0, closer and closer to 0. Will George Fox get another opportunity? This ball is kicked down the field. We got 10 seconds left. It looks like they were heading for a tie, folks. O'Brien high in the air towards midfield. We're at 5 seconds left. Both sides competing hard, and we're ending at a... Did that go in? Did that go in? I thought that he made contact with it before the horn. And so Tapia, who hit the ball in the air, right now Carver is talking to the referees. I don't know why Miyamoto even took a chance on that. Should have just saved it. Instead he let it go over his head. And so now we get an argument. Brandon Porter is arguing. And now both coaches are fighting, and Carver refuses to shake Brandon Porter's hand. My, oh my, folks. What a finish to this game. We ended a 1-1 tie, both sides kind of confusingly shaking hands after what we just saw. And what we just saw was some dramatic soccer here at the Austin Sports Complex. My, oh my. What a game that was. It ends in a 1-1 tie. Pacific will go to 2-6-3 on the season and 2-4-2 in conference. On the other side, George Fox will go to 3-5-4 and 1-4-3 in conference. The goals here today, Cole Affolter for Pacific in the 23rd minute and Eugene Peltier for George Fox in the 42nd minute. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Once again, this has been a presentation of the Bruin Sports Network here on Flow TV. I'm Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope all of you join us next time, and I hope all of you have a fantastic evening wherever you may be.
The final score for today's match is 1-1. The Bruins will be on the road for the next 2 games before returning to Austin Sports Complex on Saturday, October 18th, for a matchup against Puget Sound. Kickoff is scheduled for 2:45 p.m. We hope to see you there. In the meantime, thank you for coming out to Austin this evening and for your continued support of Bruin soccer.